Good morning, gardeners. Green Thumb Gardening here. It's been a couple of days. I believe it's been about 6 days, 5 or 6 days since I've posted a video. It's been pretty rainy here for the last couple days, so it hasn't been really good conditions for me to be out here. But I figured I would give you all a small, short update. What we're looking at right now is our cucumbers. I know. What happened, right? Okay, so we started off with 5 in the box. And again, I do believe that was way too many for this box. One of them wilted, and I want to say it was due to cucumber beetles. Cucumber beetles and the heat. We were not winning. The other ones, which is this one, the wind destroyed the bamboo trellis that we had growing up, and it fell down last night. So I had to get them off of the ground and set them up, and this is all in the rain. So we've been dealing with, and I don't know if this is caused from the cucumber beetles or just sun we've had prior to the rain. We got so much sun. It was so hot out here. I mean, we would come out, and although they're watered very well, they'd be just drooping. Like, you could tell the plants were hot. Right, as of right now, though, they're still growing. As you can see, the vine has gotten much taller than the trellis. They're still growing. We're still getting flowers towards the top where it's healthier foliage at. I've harvested 18. So let me start there. We've harvested 18 between all 4 of the cucumber plants. Since then, we've been having a problem with the baby cucumbers turning yellow on this particular one, and the one on the back that's over there on the lawn chair. Everyone else has been doing pretty good. These 2 here, as you can see, there is another baby cucumber, and it looks pretty healthy. Doesn't give me a sign of turning yellow. On this side, I have quite a few of them. I just saw it. Do not know what I did with it. Oh, here it is. There is one there. And I hand pollinated that this morning, because just in case the bees don't get a chance to due to the rain. And if we go up this trellis, we have this here is actually a sucker that we let grow. So as you can see, I know there's one of the cucumbers. On that same stem, we have another cucumber. And if I look a little further, there is another cucumber. So this one's doing pretty well. And I want to say it's because we got a jump start on giving it somewhere else to grow. This one has a pretty long trellis to grow up. The problem is it's so tall. No one's going to get up there to be able to trellis that. So things that we would do differently with our cucumbers next season. 1, don't grow them in the raised bed this high. This bed is super, super high. If I were to grow them in a raised bed next year, it would be something of that length. Not this I said length, height. It wouldn't be this height, because it doesn't give us an even growing field, you see. Also, we wouldn't grow as many in the same area. So I believe that there are way too many in the box. I've always said that from the very beginning. We have way too many in the box. And then I would do a little bit more in-home organic remedies for said cucumber beetles and things that could inadvertently affect the cucumbers. Aside from that, we've had a great harvest from these guys. I don't see any bad problems. Oh, also, with all of the plants all across the board, and I'm looking at this bee as it goes. I hope it pollinates the other one as well, the new cucumber. But with the way our weather has been, I would add a drip irrigation instead of having to come out and water them ourselves. A drip irrigation will give us it'll give us so much leverage. One, because it won't, it'll keep the top of our soil from being super wet, therefore inviting plant diseases to our soil. Two, it'll give the plant steady, consistent watering throughout the season. That way, we're not self-damaging the plants, because if you water your plants too much, you can also damage them. You can cause early root rot, and your plant to wilt faster than it's supposed to. I'm supposed to have at least 70 days after planting with these plants. I believe it's either after planting or after the first fruit, one of the two. I'll update you on that. So that's what our cucumbers are doing. So and I mean, honestly, it's not a lot left for them. Over here, I know you can kind of see it just even back here, but look at those guys. Yes, I have an umbrella over them. It's because literally it's been raining for 2 days straight, and I did not want these guys to get rained out. So what I will do here is remove the umbrella for now to allow them to get any sun. Hopefully they do, to try to dry out. So I'll go ahead and start. Again, you all know these are our strawberries. Again, they are Ozark Beauties. Ozark strawberries, and I'm sorry, Ozark strawberries. And they look very healthy. The leaves are looking really nice. We have not had a lot of critter problems in this particular one. It's just been about getting out the bad leaves, and just upkeeping the maintenance with it, getting out the runners. I will say, after we got rid of the runners, they've been doing exceptionally well. A lot better. Let me say that before I jump into my peppers. Peppers. This is the ghost pepper. Yes, it is. It has grown. Our ghost pepper is like now a mini ghost pepper tree. All I've done to this, you guys, is just come out here and as well pick off any of the bad leaves. Starting off, we had about 35 of these peppers. I ate 3. I gave my sister 2. We had to discard one because at the bottom it had a little blossom end rot. And then, yeah, so I had 3. Sister had 2. We discarded one, so it was 6. So since then, it's replenished at least 4 of those that we've taken by creating little bitty baby ones everywhere else. I did, however, I topped this entire plant at the very top. I topped it. I even got rid of a lot of side shoots that weren't producing. So, for example, this side shoot here, it doesn't have a pepper on it as of yet, but it definitely now has foliage. So now it has what we call the nodes. So that's going to be right there. So now it has nodes and more foliage for peppers to come out of, to grow from. So I'm very happy about that. This particular side shoot produced peppers as well. Sorry, I was running from a bug. But let me address the elephant in the garden. That guy in the middle. And what I'll do is turn this so you can see a little bit better. These 3 that you see were one of the first 3 peppers that we had to start growing here. Look at that. So what you're looking at are the stages of the peppers turning. The pepper on the left has been turning red for quite some time, and the pepper on the far right has also been turning. It actually was the first one to show signs of turning colors. It's much bigger, so I believe it just took it longer. And then the one in the middle, that faint hue that you see, that's the pepper turning its color. And I know people's like, hey, handle with care when you touch these. You don't want to touch your face. I have not had a problem touching these by themselves, like on the tree. Now, I would not recommend cutting into this and then touching your face. You're asking to burn yourself. So, yeah, I wouldn't do that. But look at that. I cannot wait to pull this one off. Again, these things are super hot, but I did say I was going to be tasting one on camera for you all so you can see. They have a mass amount of flavor that I will say. I was thoroughly surprised at how flavorful they were, aside from just being a pepper and hot. Like, peppers always have the same type of pepper taste to me. It's hard to really explain, but it's always that same taste. And then whatever flavor it is. This particular plant had it all, except it wasn't just pepper. It was... You could tell it's supposed to be cooked with something, and preferably with me, I will definitely be making ghost pepper wings at some point, or a ghost pepper sauce for a seafood boil. That's going to be delicious. I'm not really a mukbang person. There's quite a bit of mukbangers out there, or mukbang. I said mukbang, but mukbang is the community is very big. But hey, what's one more just for the sake of tasting our peppers, right? So that one will probably come off today, and the reason I'm going to take it off today is so that I can give the other ones that are there time to go ahead and finish changing, as well as these guys are up at the top. And honestly, this entire top canopy, if you look down, is full of peppers. Under all those leaves, there are peppers. And it's hard to believe that there are 30 plus peppers on this particular plant, but it is. It is. This has been probably one of the best producing pepper plants that I have so far. Over to our barrel. Now I know our barrel looks a little different, and it is. We pulled up the Big Bertha. Now, for you that follow the page, Big Bertha was topped and cut very early on in her plant life. It's because she was scrawny. She literally, like I said, looked like this without the green. So she had nowhere else to put peppers out but at the top. So we went ahead and cut her to help her regrow. She grew beautifully, and you guys will get an update, actual visual on her towards the end of this video. But we'll talk about what we have here in the pot. The little spots that you see are crushed eggs. This is to help give your plant some calcium just from in-home products, organic home products. Again, we're trying to keep things as organic as we possibly can. The actual plant that we're looking at is our Cajun Belle, which the Cajun Belle has bushed tremendously. It was actually a little scrawny plant, little scrawny pepper tree, and it has bushed beautifully. Its leaves are super green now, and they weren't as green as that before. I know you can see these 4 peppers in the frame. It's always good to be able to get to show you guys peppers. But update on Cajun Belle. We started with 21, ended up with 11. went from 11 to 5 in a matter of 3 days. What was the problem? Blossom end rot. I'm starting to think that at first it was due to a calcium deficiency, because the moment I added the eggs, I started to see results. No more falling, no more peppers falling off, no more peppers getting the rot. I came out yesterday in the rain and I saw that one of them had it on the side. So I'm thinking that wasn't technically blossom end rot. I believe that that was just sun damage to the pepper's skin outside of it. But the longer you leave them on there, these are good at this stage, that very lime green stage. And as you can see, there we go. You can pick them at green, lime, orange, or red. But right now I have one turning colors. Exactly what color, I'm unsure. But it has like a little faint hue to it. Sort of like the ghost peppers. But as of right now, we have... Oh, there's a baby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like we have 6 amongst the bushes here. And we have a couple flowers. Now, it's going to take a minute because this also got topped a little to give it some protection and foliage around the bottom. So I'm going to set you down for a second because I have to turn the barrel in order for us to see the rest of the peppers. Taking you guys for a ride. Okay, you kind of just went in the jungle there, but I meant for this video to be super short, but it's been a couple days, so we'll start with the red bell. Now the red bell was also cut down here and over here, and this is where we are. Now I will say this has done a lot better than our Big Bertha when it comes to being topped and pruned. The reason I say that is because Bertha's leaves came back and she was beautiful for a couple days, couple weeks. I'll give her a week. But all of the leaves started to grow back and would turn black on the outside. So I'm not sure what that was about, honestly. Sometimes you just can get bad plants, I guess. So anyway, the difference between this red bell and Bertha is that this red bell is also producing fruit. Peppers. If you see that, yep, that's a pepper, and it looks healthy. There's also another baby pepper there. And as you can see, there are buds everywhere. And there is another pepper. That's 3. And it's not even reached the height that I believe it's going to actually get to. But it is doing beautifully. And if we come over here to its partner, sorry, there we go. The yellow bell has been surprising the heck out of us, first and foremost. I have to remember if I even chopped the yellow bell. I believe I did, but I can't tell. It's grown so much and has produced, yeah, I cut it down there, and it has surpassed every plant in this barrel. The amount of peppers on this thing is astonishing. It produced so many other, I guess, side shoots, and if I can get in there, I want to show you all. So here's your main stem here, the one with the streaks on it, and then here is another side shoot that shot out. This one shoot has a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 peppers on it. Sorry, the wind. And again, flowers. Now some people decide they want to cut that off or not, but there's no main branch here for us. We're just growing them as wildly as possible. But that alone, that's 4. And there are a total of, just as you go through here and get all in the bushes, there are a total, there's 2 there. There's 3, so that's plus that 4, that makes 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then all those little ones back there with the brown leaves, those are just the flowers getting ready to give way to new peppers. So this one has at least 11, and honestly I believe it's gonna have more than that because there are more brown leaves everywhere. So that's an update of our pepper barrel. I'll show you guys where the oh, well, let's take off our red one first. We'll give it we don't want to damage the node. There we go. So 1 ghost pepper harvested. And you can see where it's a little orange here at the bottom. That's okay. It'll still, if you put it in the windowsill or just honestly lay it anywhere, as long as you have this on there, it'll still, it'll completely ripen in the house. So, that's just some collected rainwater. This is what happened to Bertha. Now, I know most of you have followed, well, Bertha got tall. Yeah, but Bertha, her leaves were crap, honestly. If I could show you. So here, the very ends of Bertha's leaves, it was worse. It was like really, and that just looks like sun damage. So that's really not a really good example. But as you can see, where is all this Bertha's foliage? Towards the top. We're back at square one with Bertha. Again, all of the leaves that she produced would just come out and get super dark and wilt towards the ends, and that's the problem we've been having. So my husband pulled her out. I didn't really know if I should have gotten rid of her or just to keep her and see what she does naturally as a plant, because without human intervention, plants are going to do what they normally do, which is fix themselves. So I have her here in just a small pot by herself, isolated, to figure out whether or not she can fix herself. And as we talk about it, you can see these very little small leaves forming. There's one. There's one. There's one. But look at that. That's what we're dealing with. So, and I mean, she's gotten really tall. There's the first cut, and it looks clean. It's healed itself. No disease in there. But yeah, that's what happened to Bertha. So we'll keep you guys updated on her progress. What we have new for the fall season is 2 more sets of cucumbers, which are starting to set forth 2 leaves. 2 sets of true leaves. So there are actually 2 per cup. So the other 2 have not emerged yet, but we'll figure it out. I know you guys noticed that we don't have the Bush Goliath tomato plant anymore. My husband was over it. It wasn't doing right. He just got rid of it. So I got him 3 bush steak tomatoes. They're hybrids as well. They're supposed to be disease resistant, I believe. And I believe they're determinate. So determinate is one that produces basically with a season. So twice for your growing period. Twice in the early spring. Once in the through the early spring and then the early fall and succeeding. The indeterminate, I believe, is just kind of like the ever-bearing strawberries. They just keep producing as long as, they have good growing conditions. So those 3 are the tomatoes. And over here, we got a little project going on for the babies. Peyton is growing carrots, kaleidoscope carrots. So those will be about 6 inches, and she should be able to see sproutlings here pretty soon. But today we walked away with a harvest of 1 ghost pepper. That's awesome. It's been awesome keeping you guys updated on our small garden. Next growing season, you'll see a lot more from us. Hopefully that entire back area will be full of our new garden. So stick with us, grow with us, learn with us. As usual, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and do not forget to hit that bell for updates and notifications. Green Thumb Gardening out.